Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video from my unmade bed. The other day I received a message about orgasm, squirting and lubrication, so I was inspired to make this video, and let me just read it. Hi, I hope you see this. I'm 24 years old and I've never had an orgasm. Also, to me it's difficult to lubricate. I have a vibrator, but I always expect to ejaculate, but it doesn't happen. I've been with 5 guys, but none of them could make me feel anything, and I really want to know how it feels. Have you ever felt like me? Can you give me some advice? Well, several issues here, or several topics. Never had an orgasm. That's very, very, very common, unfortunately. This is why my mission is to raise orgasmic awareness. And I've made some videos called, one is how to have an orgasm. I'll leave the link in the description below. And I have another one called how to connect with your vagina or vulva, I can't remember. Either way, I think it's a good idea to watch those 2 videos. And what I'm talking about in those videos basically is that your objective with any sexual encounter, whether it's with yourself or with another person, it should always be about pleasure. I think you should not have orgasm as your objective unless you really know how to reach orgasm easily. Because if not, you could be very disappointed if you don't reach your objective. Whereas if you just focus on pleasure, what you like, what you don't like, then it's going to be much more achievable. And yeah, and if you don't reach orgasm in a sexual encounter, then it's not as disappointing. So yeah, and also you say it's difficult to lubricate. Well, I'd recommend using lubricant, a water-based lubricant that's compatible with your sex toys and with condoms, because condoms are very important. And yeah, so another thing you say, I have a vibrator and I always expect to ejaculate, but it doesn't happen. Oh my God. I would say don't expect to ejaculate. I mean, it's not, female ejaculation is not such a common thing. Well, of course, for some people it might be, but it's not something that you can just do. Well, it's not something so automatic, let's say. I've only ejaculated a couple of times in my life, imagine. So I don't think you should have that as an expectation. You can have female ejaculation from G-spot stimulation, but some people can also ejaculate if they know their bodies very well and their sexual response from clitoral stimulation. So I think forget about that for now. I think the first thing should be just to be very more mindful when you're touching yourself or whenever you're using a sex toy, and just get more in the moment and relax. And you don't have to come to do a performance for anyone, or you don't have to prove anything to anyone. It's just about being present in the moment and enjoying it and being very mindful and just closing your eyes and, you know, feeling a soft caress and just thinking, does it feel good here? Does it feel bad? Do I want firmer, softer, faster, slower? And I would advise you with a partner to maybe have a session of just caresses and massage all over your body. And that's a really good way to relax. And maybe your lubrication, it might be because you're not relaxed. So in any case, I think I would definitely recommend a full body massage if you have the opportunity to have sex with someone. And lots of caresses, and not just going for the clitoris and the vagina, but also the vulva, the thighs, the breasts. And when you're on your own, do some homework, I think is the best thing to do, is to use your vibrator maybe I would recommend doing it quite frequently, but for a set amount of time. And if you haven't had an orgasm by the end of it, just stop and then carry on another time. But it's good, but it's definitely good that you have a vibrator. So I'd recommend just going to bed, maybe whenever you feel a bit maybe horny, or if you feel aroused somehow, or you want to try, I think it would be a good idea just to lie down and do some deep breathing and put some nice chill out music on, maybe some candles and some incense, and really create some kind of orgasmic sanctuary in your bedroom, and take your time to really just connect with your vulva and just think, where does it feel good? And also I think it's a good idea to do some erotic homework when you're not stimulating yourself. Let's say, for example, reading books, erotic blogs, and there's lots of good series around at the moment that might have a good seductive storyline, or even some erotic films. So doing all of those things might help you to increase your fantasy repertoire in your mind, so that you can think about things that turn you on when you are masturbating. But of course it takes time and patience and practice. So if you do all of these things, sooner or later, hopefully, you will have an incredible orgasm. And the last question, have I ever felt like you? Well, I don't really expect to ejaculate ever. I think for me, the times I have ejaculated have been like, oh my God, it's been a massive surprise because I wasn't expecting it, and it certainly wasn't my objective. And with guys who don't make me feel anything, maybe when I was younger and discovering sex, but then with time, I think when I had my first proper boyfriend and I learnt to let's say ask what I wanted for in bed, or maybe control things a little bit more, that's when I started really feeling things. And also I tried to have sex with people that I really like, so that, because when you're having sex with someone, of course there's that physical side, but there's also the emotional side, which is sometimes more important. Let's say someone you don't like that much just touches you here, I'll be like, oof, okay. But if it's someone you really like, then it can be orgasmic, explosive. So I would say, I mean, for me personally, I found my most orgasmic experiences in bed have been with guys that I really liked, or who really turned me on. There's been something very special. It hasn't been just a guy available, you know. I think it's good to maybe look for something special. And that doesn't mean romantic love, it could be just something, you know. And other things, difficult to lubricate. Fortunately, I've always had abundant lubrication. I remember one time I was with someone and I felt maybe like how men feel when they have impotence, in that my mind was really turned on and into it, but my body was kind of not responding how I wanted to. So in that situation, I just used some lubricant and that was it. Anyway, I hope this helps, and if anyone else has any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Here's my email address. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.